Hi everyone, this is Tom Whitehead from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm doing the Week 1 assignment microphone overview for Coursera's Introduction to Music Production. This video is for educational purposes only. Let's begin with our microphone lesson. There are many different types and brands of microphones on the market. This video will help you learn the basics of the working principles and characteristics of microphones so that you can utilize the best microphone for your recording or performing purposes. The microphone is the beginning of our signal flow in a typical home studio recording setup. A microphone is an acoustic electric transducer. A transducer converts one energy type to the next. Microphones convert acoustic energy, or pressure variations in the air, also known as sound, into electric energy, or in our purposes, a signal that can be amplified or recorded. There are different types of microphones that can be used for specific functions in recording or during live performances. Microphones are classified based on their operating principle, which describes the type of transducer the microphone uses to convert sound into an electrical signal. We'll be reviewing the two most common microphone types, which are dynamic and condenser. Dynamic microphones work on the operating principle of electromagnetic induction. In a dynamic microphone, sound enters through the windscreen of the microphone and hits the mic's diaphragm that has a coil of wire attached to the back of the diaphragm. Both the diaphragm and coil vibrate. As the coil moves back and forth, it passes through a magnetic field created by the attached magnet, which generates an electrical signal, or varying current. This electrical signal corresponds to the sound source. A condenser microphone works on the operating principle of capacitance. Sound waves hit the diaphragm, causing it to vibrate. The diaphragm is mounted in front of an electrically charged plate. The movement from the sound waves on the diaphragm changes the electric field between the diaphragm and electric plate, which generates an electronic signal that corresponds to the sound source. Condenser microphones require power to operate the internal circuitry of the microphone. Phantom power, or plus 48, is supplied to the microphone via the mixer or digital audio recorder by the microphone instrument cable. Phantom power cannot damage a dynamic microphone if it is accidentally turned on. However, with other microphones, like ribbon mics, phantom power can damage the internal circuitry. Use caution when using phantom power with different microphones. Dynamic mics are great for use on stage, they're extremely durable, they do not overload easily, and they give very low feedback. They're great for vocals and horns. However, they're not very good for distant or quiet recording. A condenser mic has a better high-frequency response. It's great for string instruments or subtle vocals. It is used primarily in studio settings. However, condenser mics can overload when exposed to loud sounds, so be careful about how much sound you're exposing your condenser mics to. Frequency response defines the range of sound that the microphone can reproduce and how sensitive it is in that range. The sound of a microphone is illustrated by its frequency response curve. Frequency response curves are generally illustrated as showing either a flat response or a shape response. Flat response meaning that the microphone does not add any color to the sound and is equally sensitive to all frequencies. These are commonly used with acoustic instruments and vocal groups. Shape responses are more sensitive to certain frequency ranges than others. They are great for acoustic guitars and drums. Shaped response microphones are better for vocals. Many microphones have a way of controlling their frequency response. The most common frequency response control is a low-frequency roll-off. This can help eliminate unwanted bass caused by room tone or the proximity effect. The proximity effect is an increased bass response the closer a microphone is to the sound source. The polar pattern of a microphone is the sensitivity to sound relative to the direction or angle from which the sound arrives, or how well the microphone hears sound from different directions. The most common types of polar patterns are cardioid, supercardioid, omnidirectional, and figure 8, or bidirectional. A cardioid microphone has the most sensitivity at the front and least sensitivity at the back. A supercardioid microphone offers a narrower pickup than the cardioid and uses rejection of ambient sound. An omnidirectional microphone has equal output or sensitivity at all angles. This means it picks up sound from all directions. A microphone with a figure 8 polar pattern picks up sound from the front of the microphone and from the rear, but not the side. Thank you very much for watching the video. I look forward to hearing your feedback. I hope you were able to learn something about the basic operating principles of microphones and which microphones to use in which situations. I greatly enjoyed making this video and learned a lot about the microphone operating principles. Thanks again.